Mayor's forums are coming up soon here locally. We'll have more. Plus, Carrie Schneider has this week's visit with our friends at the DuBois County Humane Society, and Tim Ware of the Huntingburg At-Large Council race highlights tonight's Meet the Candidates series. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin with election time drawing near and Mayor's Forum's coming up soon. The Jasper Mayor's Forum is set for next Tuesday, October 20th at 7 o'clock in the Center for Technology, Innovation, and Manufacturing at VUJC. Democrat Wayne Sheeter, Republican incumbent Terry Seitz, and Independent Joshua Budd will all take part. The Jasper Forum is being hosted by VUJC and the Rotary Club of Jasper. Meanwhile, the Huntingburg Mayor's Forum will take place next Wednesday, October 21st at 7 p.m. at the Huntingburg Event Center. Democrat Ron Drew and Republican incumbent Denny Spinner will take part in that forum. The Huntingburg Chamber of Commerce will join with VU in sponsoring this event. Now, each forum will start with a short speech from the candidates that articulates their vision for the city over a 4-year period and gives strategies they would use to implement their vision. Candidates will then be interviewed on stage afterwards by local media. In the second half of the program, candidates will come back to the stage to answer questions from the audience presented by the moderator. After those responses, candidates will each get 2 minutes for a closing statement to wrap up. Of course, 18 WJTS will record the forums and we will broadcast them at a later date. You can listen to both forums live on our sister station, 101 Country WBDC. Jasper Library officials are now going all in to find funding for their recently announced new site. Of course, the Jasper Library Board voted last month to relocate to the former Hoosier Desk site. Most of the buildings on site will be torn down, though others will be repurposed if that can be done. Library Director Christine Golden told the board last night there will be some fundraising for the Hoosier Desk project. Though the cost of the project and the new building will be shared with the Jasper Arts Commission, Golden says the time is now to start finding funding sources.
We know that a lot of our funding, of course, is going to come through the referendum, but we've been very upfront in discussing how we want to be able to, fundraise for this. So we just had an initial meeting last week with the Community Foundation to, really start to brainstorm. How can this look? And, what kind of organizations and community leaders are out there that, can really kind of help us get to that next level to start to think about how we're going to make those asks.
The total cost to be split between the Library and Arts Commission comes out to roughly $12.6 million. The Library Board would also cover the cost of purchasing the Hoosier Desk building, which will be $864,000. Now, the site is still subject to referendum, and that would be on the ballot for the fall 2016 election. The board is working on ideas to sell that to the public. On a final note, longtime board member Bill Hewitt told the board he will be moving to Evansville sometime before the end of this year. Hewitt, whose vote wound up being the deciding vote in favor of the Hoosier Desk site, says he and his wife will be moving before the end of the year, though he expects to remain on the board through at least next month's regular meeting. The Greater Jasper School Board will be responsible for finding Hewitt's replacement. Anyone interested in serving on the board can contact Hewitt, Library Director Christine Golden, or Board President Dean Vonderheide. Today was a big day as Governor Mike Pence announced more spending for roads and bridges amid a great deal of criticism both locally and statewide. Pence's announcement followed pressure from many people for the governor to act now in light of many recent concerns with roads and bridges. Among those was the closing of the Wildcat Creek Bridge on I-65 south of Lafayette after inspectors found problems with that bridge. Of course, road funding has been an ongoing debate for the last year or so. The Indiana Department of Transportation previously reported to lawmakers they will need an additional $260 million a year just to maintain existing bridges and highways. District 63 Representative Mike Braun is on the House Ways and Means Committee. Earlier this year, Braun stated one of the biggest problems with finding more money for road work has been raising that money without punishing the taxpayer.
Most polling indicates that 70% of Hoosiers feel that our roads need not only better repair, but we need some new construction. And you also do a poll, and 70% don't want to raise taxes to do it. So that's one of the other complicating features.
Other issues that have come up include how to capture revenue from alternative fuel vehicles. Studies have shown revenue from Indiana's gasoline tax came in at $527 million last year, down from $582 million in 2004. Lawmakers are likely to further explore the issue in the upcoming 2016 Indiana General Assembly. And finally tonight, Indiana University and Naval Support Activity Crane have come to a new agreement. IU students, faculty, and researchers will use NSA Crane as a lab for applied research in science, information technology, engineering, math, sustainability, and other applied skills. The NSA Crane Educational Partnership Agreement will also allow IU students to apply their talents towards the challenge of operating a large naval base with diverse military missions. Initial projects will include an energy management study. Along with IU's participation in research and studies at the base, including programs for academic credit, the partnership calls for NSA Crane to identify and take part in science projects and internships. IU will solicit students to participate in NSA Crane opportunities, seek partnerships with other IU campuses which benefit NSA Crane, provide occasional space for base functions, and to share on-campus computers for student-employee collaboration. The new agreement is officially set to be signed tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 p.m. in the Rubel Commons Conference Room at IU Bloomington's Cyber Infrastructure Building. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie is next with our friends at the Dubois County Humane Society, and later, Meet the Candidates continues with Huntingburg Council candidate Tim Ware. We're back after this.